Hello and welcome once more to Soundcheck with Pathos and Logos. I'm,
You used to be a famous jazz singer.
that's a condition of my voice. It's the laryngitis is not getting better. When I was your age, I was a beautiful singer. And then I'm just smoking an unfiltered cigarette at that time. I once fucked Artie Shaw in the back of the Village Vanguard. I never did that. Artie Shaw has been dead for many years. I would not violate his corpse.
Anyway, welcome to Soundcheck with Pathos and Logos.
Just let that one hang.
We are Pathos and Logos, back with an all-new episode. Welcome everybody.
Welcome in, welcome here, everybody. Glad you guys are here.
We have to remember to say this. This is going to be the first time. I think it's episode 20. That's the first time we're ever saying this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification.
It only took us 20 times.
20 episodes. We finally fucking figured it out, right?
Oh, that's funny.
Well, all new week. It's also a new year. Paul, tell us what you've been up to, man.
Trying to eat a little bit better, and trying to make it not a New Year's resolution thing. Trying to make the actual shift. I don't eat a terrible diet, but I'm just like the type of person where I'm like driving from the studio in Longmont, and I'm like, why shouldn't I eat 3 gigantic slices of pizza from Abbo's? And there's so many reasons why I shouldn't just neck 3 gigantic slices of pizza from Abbo's. It's delicious.
Abbo's is good.
Abbo's is good.
Especially for Colorado pizza, which for folks that come from the East Coast, like you recognize, that's where legit pizza comes from. And so moving out to Colorado, I was very let down by the pizza.
It's different, dude.
Yeah.
It's different.
You could say that.
I'm born and raised in New Jersey. 35% of my body weight just is pizza. And so I like, it's different, moving out to a landlocked state.
Yeah. The pizza just isn't quite the same out here. But there are a couple places that serve that East Coast type pizza, and Abbo's.
Abbo's is one of them. Abbo's is very good.
Yeah. Shout out to Abbo's.
It's funny?
Abbo's. When Mikey used to work at Abbo's.
Mikey.
Of all things.
From Allegiant, and now, I don't know whether or not he's in Entheos, but he tours with Entheos now.
Yeah, so there for a while, you could order a pizza from Abbo's and have it delivered to you by the lead guitar player from Allegiant and Entheos.
That's right.
Yeah, and he would draw little pictures for you on your pizza box and shit.
Yeah, he's drawing chord diagrams on the back. Be like, I get to eat pizza and figure out how to play an E-flat major 7? Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, guys.
No, now he's probably drunk in Nashville right now. Shout to Michael Stanson.
Yeah, shout out to Mikey. We're going to have Mikey on the show sometime soon.
Come be on our show.
Yeah, come back to Colorado and come visit us. Big news this week.
Talk to me.
I don't know if you heard about this, but Drake seems to have gotten in a little bit of trouble.
A little hot water, buddy.
A little bit of tepid hot water for apparently buying streams, guys. It sounds like he was paying large sums of money to have bots stream his music on Spotify. Now, why? If you're Drake? Yeah, and the way he did it, I guess, so there's going to be a lawsuit about it, but he is at least part owner or financier of this gambling company. Is that what you would call it, online gambling? Online gambling?
That thing that constantly gets advertised to me, even though I have never used one of those sites even one time.
He's a backer for an online gambling platform called Stake. And they were using a feature of that app called the Side Bet to basically move money from Drake or Drake's label to the people who were doing the bots. And they got in trouble because the gambling site is prohibited in certain states, and they were doing it in all 50 fucking states. So now it's like a big bunch of egg on his face that he's busted for paying for bots.
What?
Why?
It's not the guy has enough money to live. His children and the next 19 generations of his family won't have to work. What?
Right? I'm struggling to even I try and see things from other people's side.
Sure.
So why? Why would you do that?
To what end? Why would you do that?
Exactly. The irony of it all is he and his record company sued Kendrick Lamar and their record company last year for apparently doing the same thing.
Drake, come be on the show. Explain yourself.
Explain yourself,
Drake.
Yep.
Why did you do it, buddy?
Yep. Leave Degrassi and come here and explain yourself.
I was desperately worried that I was not going to hear any Degrassi references today.
Can't let him forget, dude. That's where he get his start,
That's where
right?
it came from, dude.
Degrassi with Kevin Smith.
What did Kevin Smith have to do with Degrassi?
Fuck, I don't know. I didn't watch Degrassi.
I also didn't watch Degrassi.
I think he was like a teacher or something like that on the show.
No shit.
But Kevin Smith was on one of the Degrassi seasons for a period of time. Yeah.
That is, Kyle, that is the most I've ever known about Degrassi, other than that's why people know who Drake is because of that show.
Yeah, yeah. It's mind-boggling.
How do you like that?
It's wild, I know.
What I want to ask you how you are and what you've been doing, but I'm a little bit stuck on why Drake would be botting streams.
I don't know. I mean, so I think I saw Bacon Bits on Instagram, and he had...
Shout to Matt Bacon.
Yeah, shout out to Matt Bacon. He had a pretty interesting take on it in that he thought that maybe by driving up his streaming numbers, he could demand a larger guarantee.
You're Drake. It's not like you're showing up somewhere and you have a guarantee of $200. Why
Right.
do you need you're Drake, man?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Matt Bacon doesn't know that that's the answer, but I think he's probably thinking the same thing we are. Like,
Industry guy,
why?
he can conjecture.
Yeah. I'm sure he's thinking, why would you do this? At somebody at your level, like, why would you do that? You know? It's like Will Smith. Will Smith got popped a couple months ago for putting a bunch of fake people, like AI people, in a music video to make it look like there was a bunch of people at his video because there wasn't anybody at his video.
Will Smith, I mean, don't get me wrong. Will Smith may or may not be the paragon of hip-hop virtue.
Sure.
But Will Smith couldn't get people to be in his video?
Still a household name, brother.
Still a household name, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. Makes you wonder.
Doesn't make sense.
These rap artists be crazy.
Oh, the internet is a wild place.
Isn't it, though? It is.
What have you been up to, buddy? What have you been doing?
I mean, we got past the holidays and all that stuff. Been tracking for the next record.
Yes, sir.
Yep. We've got a surprise cover song that we will be including, or maybe we won't. I don't know. We can do whatever we want. It may or may not be on the next record, but it's heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, actually.
It's super fucking
pretty heavy selection.
Yep.
People will listen to it and they'll be like, hey, that's heavy.
That's heavy.
That's what they're going to say.
That's basically what I've been doing because we've had the time off for the holidays.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So writing, recording, reading articles about Drake.
This stick to the 3 R's. Writing starts with a W. Recording and reading about Drake.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, we have
on
a
the
good
next
time.
episode of Degrassi.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ba-daksh.
So, well, I guess it's about that time that we bring on our guests, isn't it?
That's right. They are the marvelous metalcore mavens from down Pueblo Way. Everybody, please put your hands together for Tyler and Xavier from Buried in Lies.
The hot seat, so to speak.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
They're comfortable couches, dude. They're all right.
Very comfortable.
They're a bit of all right.
Good. We hope so. They were very expensive. We went into heaps of debt to get these couches.
It's true. And then we did one episode of Soundcheck with Pathos and Logos,
Yep.
and we're able to recoup all that money and then some.
Yep.
There you go.
What the audience knows, but what the wider audience of the internet does not know, is that this is actually a flying starship floating on a cloud. We had to have our guests teleported up here. People aren't necessarily aware of the teleportation. We're glad that everybody's cells were rearranged effectively.
Yep. We didn't want to have a Jeff Goldblum issue.
We don't
from
need
the
a
Fly.
Telepod 1985 Fly remake situation where somebody's head is molded on the molecular level with the wall or something. That would not be. That would have a mitigating effect on the quality of the show.
I think so.
Fellas, how are we?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, yeah.
Doing
very
okay.
good.
Okay, now we were chatting a little bit before we started recording, and putting it very mildly, I am left with the impression that Buried in Lies has had a big year.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, you had a very Mickey or
yeah, seems like there's been a lot going on. Um,
Oh yeah.
so, health-wise, Tyler, how are you, homie?
I mean, better than I was expecting. I'm just coming out of surgery from the 29th of December, so that's like less than a week.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were glad that you were still able to come.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
It's-
I mean-
not everybody comes out of a surgery and is like, sure, I'll do your talk show. Like, so thank you for still being able
Yeah,
to make
of course,
it out.
of course. I mean, then Xavier being the homie, just I was like, I need someone to come with me just in case, like please. And of course, he pulls through all the time, and
I was definitely worried about him too, though. I was like, "Are you sure you're okay
Yeah, he was.
to make a 6-hour drive? Being stuck
Back
in a
and forth.
car." And
That is what it is, too.
Yeah.
Pueblo is something like 5 or 6 hours away, huh?
oh, I was talking about just like together.
Oh, back and
and
oh,
forth.
red you are, red you are, red you are.
It took us about 2.5 hours. To get
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Not
Maybe
bad.
I'm thinking of La Junta or something down there. I don't know. I'm making shit up right now.
it's all good. I mean, most people like when we tell people we're from Pueblo, they're like, "What? You are?" Some places, some like media outlets will tag us as like a Denver metalcore band, and I'm like, never did I ever once say we're from Denver. I always will say that we are from Pueblo, and I'm very proud of the fact that we're from Pueblo.
Represent, dude.
Yeah,
right?
straight
Yeah,
up.
exactly. Represent, but health wise, yeah, I mean, I'm chilling, surprisingly not hurting. For anyone that's wondering, I got my ear cut up, my right ear, and I got plastic surgery, so that was fun. But getting it, yeah, like we were speaking before we started, getting it drained was the worst part.
Oh,
That was pretty rough. I'm squeamish to blood, so I can't watch horror movies right now.
Oh, no.
Right.
Anytime there's like a large amount of blood, I'm like, turn it off.
And here
Like,
I
I
am with
don't
my
need-
Nightmare on Elm Street shirt on today.
Yeah, too soon. Well, yeah, it's a Nightmare on Elm Street shirt.
Right, it's
But
Nightmare.
he ran the knives under the sink before they took the photograph. So those are at least clean.
That's not
I'd like to think so. A little isopropyl alcohol goes really
That's
far.
right. Sanitizing agents before they went on there. So, Tyler, man, the other thing that you had touched upon before we started doing the interview was that for authentic health and recovery purposes, you unfortunately temporarily have a cap on anything that could raise your blood pressure, which includes activities like doing shows and all this different stuff.
Probably
and
wasn't a good idea to bring me
screaming
along
and,
with you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, you raised my blood pressure quite a bit. No, yeah, it sucks. They I came out of my medically induced nap, and they're just like, it was. I mean, it's not my first time getting put under like that, but it's always a trip getting like ripped out of it because you're just like, it was like a blank, and I just remember like in my haze. I couldn't look to the left, otherwise I was gonna throw up. And of course, that's where the doctor is, and
obviously.
yeah, of course, obviously. And so I'm like, closing my eyes. He's like, "You all right?" And I was like, "I can't open my eyes. I'm gonna throw up. If my eyes are closed, I'm good." And they told me with my antibiotics and everything too. It's just like, it could blow out my tendons basically. So it's kind of like a crazy just 1-2 of like can't really do anything for a week, at least for the blood pressure stuff. So
Yes.
give it till Tuesday when we're supposed to meet up for practice and record new stuff a little bit. That I should be fine.
Oh,
It surprisingly does not hurt.
Okay.
I'm pretty good for the most part. They gave me painkillers, like I was talking about, and I'm already paranoid about taking pills of any kind because I'm like, I have a family that have a history of getting addicted to stuff like that, and I don't want to go down that path.
No, sir.
So, a couple days ago, I was like, I don't need these anymore, and I mean, gotta take the antibiotics. You know?
Right.
But like the painkillers, I just
I flush them, dude.
Yeah.
Every time, or I just straight up throw them away and get the bag out of the
There you go.
house.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever had to use them, brother, I understand very well. Fucking
So
hell.
I was going to ask, but I think you kind of answered the question. I was going to ask what the recovery time is. Sounds like it's like a week, maybe 2 weeks.
For like being able to like do like not having to like worry about my blood pressure, like I would say about like a week. But the process of I think it healing completely and like antibiotics kind of like getting flushed out of your system and everything and being able to like do cardio and stuff again.
Right.
I.e. play shows.
Right.
You know, is like about a month.
Oh, shit.
But like I'm gonna have a nice red scar where they like cut a whole bunch of my ear off.
Shit.
For like a year. But I mean, like I'm just chilling at this point. I'm just here to have a good time right now.
Right, you are. And the impression that you leave me with, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Correct me if I don't have this right. But the sense that you leave me with, based off of what we have been talking about a little bit before we were filming, is that this should be a last time pays for all. You should not have to endure something like this moving forward.
Yeah. There's always the possibility of like having to go back in for for lack of a better term, revisions. And,
Right.
'cause it, you know,
They're like, oh, we put it on upside down.
yeah, you know, and it's but my shout out Dr. Ross at UC Health Memorial Hospital.
Shout out Dr. Ross.
That
dude.
dude is a total G. He fought the insurance company to get this all taken care of. He really kind of restored my faith in the medical field.
Okay.
That's
cool.
how
That's
good,
a big statement.
that is how good that that this guy has been, and like he's been communicative with me the whole way, and like super kind. He's also a metalhead.
Nice,
So
dude.
when I met him just to do the consultation, I was wearing my my band's beanie because I was gonna bleed, and I don't want to like bleed all over like my, I mean it's my band, it's not a big deal. I can get another one if I want, but like
Still.
I was like
You're not going to show up in a white T-shirt.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna show up in like my like like my Cure, like my Rare Cure shirt or whatever, like.
No.
Exactly.
No.
So, I meet him and he's like, yeah, he's like, that's a band, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it's my band, and he's like, that's cool, and he's like, so you're like is it like heavy metal, like metalcore, or like he said deathcore, and this is a guy like in his 40s maybe.
Okay.
And the fact that he like named, like he said deathcore, I was like, this guy's about that life. You know?
Yes, sir.
So
That's
I
a
was
real
like,
one,
cool.
dude. That's a real one.
And I was like, yeah, kinda, yeah. I would say maybe like some of the older stuff, maybe. And I said, well, it sounds like you know what you're like what it is. Like, what's your favorite band? He goes, he's like, when I was younger, I really liked Carcass. He was like, I'm really into Meshuggah right now.
Yes.
And I was just like,
Yes.
oh yeah,
Dr. Ross.
shout out Dr. Ross.
That's a king, son. That's
So
a king.
yeah, and he's wheeling me into the operating room, and he like plays music when he's operating on people, and so I'm like starting to, I'm getting the sleepies, at this point, and I can just like remember in my haze, I can like hear like distorted guitars playing in the background.
It's like You Suffer from Napalm Death or
Yeah,
something
dude,
like
that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. But yeah, no, like I think this and just with how adamant he has been with this whole like I think we're in the clear, we're good. I think this should be it. But I do stand by what I said. Dr. Ross has really brought my faith back into the medical field, and if you ever need a plastic surgery of any kind of medical procedures, get Dr. Ross.
That's your boy.
That's the boy.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
dude. Ears are tough, man. Like,
They are.
As odd as it sounds, I know we talked about this briefly before, but people don't really, they're not really thinking about their ears day to day. You know what I mean?
No.
Like this and that and the other thing. We were playing.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Were we in Pueblo? Where were we at?
It was the Springs or something.
Yeah. Unincorporated Colorado Springs. It was down south, in the middle of nowhere. It was one of those like Area 51 festivals where everybody was talking about like raiding Area 51 that year, and then there were all the spin-off fests and stuff. Anyway,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's already crazy enough.
It was wild.
So we're playing at one of these shows. And dude gets up on stage we're playing Love Song, actually, a Cure track.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's what spawned me to think about that. But either way, dude hops up on stage in the middle of it, and I thought he was going to give me a hug. But by the time he got his arms around me, he screamed in my right ear and then just bit down on my ear and tried to take my whole fucking ear off.
Mike Tyson, you?
He Mike Tyson'd me, dude.
Yeah, dog.
And you
It
had
was
mentioned mentioned blood, like just how much your ears bleed.
It'll just bleed.
Dude, it was just
Yeah.
like everywhere,
Well,
dude.
and that's like you said, like you don't think about it's something that you see on your body every day. Like you look like that's the thing is like it ballooned up and it was a whole thing and like coworkers at my old job noticed it. My then girlfriend, now wife, noticed it. I didn't notice it.
Right.
Because I don't sit there and look at myself in the mirror all day. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
I see it every day, and also like my hair's down 90% of the time.
Sure.
So finally, when I was like, "What are they talking about?" So I go to the bathroom at work, at my old job, and I like pull my hair back, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that doesn't look right." And then I didn't have health insurance, so that was. Then it was 2 years of trying to get health insurance, finally get health insurance, and then they deny me, and then we have to wait 2 months, and then I mean then it's like I gotta go on a tour, I gotta go on a honeymoon before that, so like
you have shit to do,
I have
man.
a life to live, and
Yeah.
after like actually, if we want to really like get a timeline going. I started talking with my doctors, my primary physician, in June. I work for a school and all that stuff. I do IT for a school, and we were about to go on break for like 2 weeks, and like 3 days prior, I'm like in our warehouse where we like have all of our technology, our tech and stuff, and I'm like on the phone with trying to like set up an appointment, and that gets moved. And then I'm on break, it gets moved again. And so it was a whole like from late June till like right now. That's how long this whole thing has just gone on.
It's a nightmare for musicians, especially professional musicians, right? To get any kind of health care.
Oh, yeah.
I bet if you did a poll of most active musicians these days, I bet the amount of musicians that do not have health care is probably in the 90 percentile or something like that.
Full disclosure, dude, I'm not ashamed. I do not have health care coverage right now.
Same.
My health care plan is like as much jogging as I can do and broccoli.
Yeah, and
Like, and that's
broccoli.
what I'm working with.
But the
here.
reason that is for musicians is because many musicians, if like at a professional level, you may not have a day job, right? Or even at a mid-level, you're supporting half of your income with your music, and then you're probably self-employed as the remaining 50% of your income, which is where Paul and I are at. And so because we're self-employed, getting insurance is like, I mean, the last time I got it priced up, I just like my eyes rolled in the back of my head. I'm like, there's no way I can afford
Oh,
this.
and that's even like I don't want to make it seem like I'm rolling dough. Like I'm broke 90% of the time being in a band, but
But you were in a situation where you had to find a way to
I had
reconcile it.
I had
Yeah.
absolutely no choice. And this was like bare bones, like healthcare, like absolute, like the lowest on the ladder kind of setup.
The point was you didn't have health insurance and had to go through this entire process to get it. Your back was against the wall.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I had no
You had
choice.
something that you had to take care of it. Yeah, there was no option.
There
of
was
not
no
doing
option.
No option. Yeah, I wish there was an option for, I mean, I don't want to say just musicians, but artists in general, right? Specifically for healthcare, right?
Yeah.
Because we are responsible for exporting the cultural isms of America to the rest of the world. And so without creatives, without artists, without people who are creating that kind of stuff, who are healthy, you're not going to be able to export American cultures to the rest of the world.
Talking to Sierra in one of the last episodes, just how she had done 3 European tours, and just like the general consensus of like, no, it's just an America thing.
It's just an
You know,
America
like,
thing, yeah.
You actually get to be a person in other places. You know,
Yeah,
It's-
like so. I mean, imagine like say you guys were on tour in, I don't know, Germany, and one of you guys broke your ankle or something like that. It would be taken care of
Yeah,
while
it
you're
would be
over there.
fine.
Now, let's say you were a band from Germany who was touring in the States,
Screwed.
who broke your ankle
Fucking
while you were
screwed,
here.
dude.
You would be totally jacked. You'd be like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
that's why I say, like, I really wish there was some, I don't know, something out there for artists and creatives that just took care of us a little bit better. You know, like Sweden does that kind of stuff. You know, I mean, Meshuggah gets, or at least did for a period of time. Oh, everybody, this is Grizzo.
Grizzo has appeared.
Grizzo has appeared on set as he normally does, but with Meshuggah coming out of Sweden for the longest period of time at the beginning of their career, they were getting stipends from their
really?
country.
I didn't know that.
because they are exporting the Swedish culture. They're exporting that to the rest of the world.
Because they're making such a powerful contribution to the quality of art and creativity. They're adding to the appeal of the country.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and so their country recognizes that and is like, here, guys, yeah, keep doing what you do. Here's some support. Whereas in America, it's like,
I've actually heard of different versions of it where like other countries will give grants to performers, bands, whatever, and get them over here or wherever they got to go. Also, weird opposite version. Japan does not like certain bands representing their country specifically, and like this is a whole thing I could get into because I love Japanese culture and stuff. But Visual Kei is like a thing over there. So imagine like glam metal, but like it's whatever the hell you want it to be. Like you could be like a deathcore band and have this like crazy anime hair and like makeup and stuff. And they, I guess like one of the things that I went down the rabbit hole like a long time ago that like the Japanese government does not like that representing their country. So they'll actually like try to like kind of like push that down, which is why it is hard for certain bands to come over here. But then you have something like Baby Metal doing really well. And then I think there's like a couple more.
Dir En Grey, dude.
That's
I love that.
That's
band,
my
dude.
favorite band.
Oh,
That
no
is my
shit,
favorite
dude.
band.
That's awesome.
That is
Fuck yeah.
that literally, that is, like Kyo is my vocal hero.
Oh god, dude.
Wow, that's sick as
Finally,
fuck.
someone else knows besides me. Like,
Yeah,
it's so
dude.
lonely.
They've been around forever.
Yeah, Dir En
too.
Grey's been around
Long
for a
time.
very
Long time,
I
dude.
saw them at the Marquee Theater in Denver right before COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Shit.
like playing in this tiny room, and it was like I never thought I'd get to see them because at that point, I was already like really deep into it, and I was like, this is my band. Like this is the band I like. This is my favorite band. And I just I jumped on the opportunity to go see them. So I'm like, when am I ever? And I was right. They haven't been to Colorado since then.
Right.
And that's already pushing 7, 8 years.
I know, dude. I'm bummed I missed that because
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen that, dude.
Oh, it was cool. Didn't play a lot of the older songs I would have wanted them to do. They played a lot of stuff off of Insulated World, which not my favorite record from them.
Right.
But I appreciate it a lot more now that I saw it live.
Right.
But like, if you see a lot of the stuff that Buried in Lies is doing now, or that I specifically do with like I started putting stage makeup back on and stuff because I used to do that in my old band.
Okay.
I'm totally ripping off Kyo. I'm totally ripping him off.
How about that?
Influenced by.
Influenced by.
Well, now that's a great segue. So, who would you say are some of your influences?
For me personally, it'd be, I mean, obviously, like, Kyo's the GOAT. When I show people, like, when I talk to people about, like, what influences my vocals, I will just show them Dir En Grey. And I will say, like, like, just listen to this. And then they'll be like, okay, I hear it. I get it. I hear it. Because that's, yeah, like, it's translating more now on our newer material and I think live performances. Because recordings, I try to stick to, like, what's going to best fit the vibe of the song instead of, like, I'm going to just do every trick I can do.
Right.
Other than that, like, you got the tried and true classics like Kill Switch Engage. Big,
Oh, yeah, buddy.
big inspiration for me. Cane Hill and stuff like that.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah,
Hot damn.
okay.
Yeah.
Cane Hill, what's up?
Yeah, that's Witt's one of my other favorite singers. I can't sing like him, but
He hasn't tried yet.
yeah.
He doesn't know.
So what's some of your influences?
I actually don't have a whole lot of influences,
That's not
but
true.
I think my biggest is Holding Absence
Okay.
is my all-time favorite band. So I take a lot of heavy inspiration off of them.
No shit.
Circus Survive.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the clean guitar stuff that I write is definitely influenced off of their music.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, and then Loathe is another big one.
Okay.
Dude, I hear more and more about Loathe, dude.
Yeah, because I love the atmosphere. And
Yeah.
their songs invoke a very certain feeling when you listen to them.
Yes.
And I try to put that, or at least try to like capture that same feeling in the stuff that I write. So those three bands, for
That's
sure.
awesome.
Now,
Yeah, for
you said Holding Absence?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, dude.
They're a relatively new band. They started coming up around 2018, 2019. They're from the UK.
I was just going to ask where they're from. Okay.
Yeah, they're from the UK, and it's kind of hard to describe exactly what it is, like their genre that they play. But they've, when I saw them live, they've played with Casey, Akers, and this other band that I can't remember. I think it was Capstan. So
Okay.
they're kind of like around that general
There you go.
ballpark of that genre.
kind of-
I got some homework, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, they're amazing.
Okay.
Well,
They're
I'm into
amazing.
it.
Alternative music's like such a big part of the DNA of Buried in Lies.
Yes.
So much that like even like my like the way like I write my lyrics is very influenced by alternative music because like I don't want it to just be like scary metal lyrics.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Holding Absence are alternative. They're
Okay.
really good. I mean, I have not listened to I think their most recent record, but the couple that I have listened to, I vibe with it.
Oh yeah, my all-time favorite album is always going to be The Greatest Mistake of My Life.
That's a good one.
I love that album.
Okay. Yeah, homework, dude.
Homework.
Yeah,
We
for
got
real.
stuff
Hey,
we gotta
the
check
I
out.
like it.
Mistake of my life.
I will
Look
check that out,
up.
dude. That's sick. Okay. I always like new recommends. That's the best way to get music recommends.
Yeah, dude.
Their self-titled is really good too.
Okay, sweet. I think alternative metal, or just I don't want to say rock, but just alternative metal, I think is like a genre that is sort of coming around now.
Yeah.
That isn't necessarily like super defined on the edges, right? But I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like you got deathcore now, right? And I feel like metalcore isn't really around much anymore, right? Because what was metalcore, like the Kill Switch Engages of the world or whatever, nowadays people just want a little bit heavier. You know what I mean? They
was gonna
want like
say-
the more like extreme elements to it.
Yeah.
And so for me, if it's not deathcore, I kind of put everything else into like alternative metal nowadays.
And I think also like the tag metalcore is just so just like symbiotic or whatever. Like it's just because like not, and this is no shade to Bad Omens, but like can we really can we all just look in the mirror and just say like they're not a metalcore band?
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Can we
Can
just
we finally
can we just
say
like
it,
can we
dude?
just finally just say that? Like I don't even think at their heaviest they were really a metalcore band, because to me metalcore was like, and I will always die on this hill. But metalcore to me is like, you know, like you take hardcore, you metal, and you put it together, and you know, like I mean, because a lot of like kids nowadays don't even know like who the hell Earth Crisis is.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
bands that helped kind of define a lot of this stuff.
The core elements of
core
what you're
element.
listening to.
Right.
Yes.
You know,
dude.
even like, you know, like in the 90s, 2000s when like Kill Switch, Shadows Fall, like were like taking like Swedish melodic death metal and putting it with their stuff. It's like I don't hear that a lot anymore, and that sucks.
You ever heard that saying that if it's not 578, it's not metalcore?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. If it's not 578, I don't want it. Like, but like, I mean, like, there's a whole lot of new underground like metalcore bands doing that sound again.
Yeah.
And I'm drawing Azjara. Azjara is one of them.
Okay.
Man, I'm drawing a blank. There's one I can hear it, and it's so cool. It has the crazy clean guitars, and then just goes into these crazy like riffs, and like that is more like metalcore to me. Like, and like I think alternative is now more of like I think what I think is a good way to describe things. You know, I mean, maybe because everyone listens to Deftones
Yeah,
nowadays.
exactly. Yeah, I almost like, I feel like genre titles sort of have a shelf life. You know what I mean? Like, so grunge, right? There are still grunge bands out there, but are they running around describing themselves as grunge bands nowadays?
Probably not.
Probably not, dude. They're just calling themselves rock bands or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, like, you know, you see things like death metal. Like, death metal is a very, I think, distinct label, personally.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you've got death metal, deathcore, old school death metal, you know, black metal, all these kind of variations.
Blackened death. and all that
Blackened
stuff,
death, black and roll. What I'm getting at is I feel like genre tags, for lack of a better word, only have a shelf life of about 5 years. And they seem to be stuck to whatever band like they get stuck to. Right? So new metal for me will always be like Korn, Limp Bizkit, System of a Down, Slipknot. Right? Because those were always described as the new metal
Those
bands.
are new metal bands.
But when you listen to like certain, dude, you listen to Iowa. Iowa's not a new metal record by Slipknot. That's a very death metal record.
Dude, I mean, I can't remember who said it, but like, Slipknot was kind of the band that put like blast beats in the mainstream.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, are we like? I mean, like, let's be real. Like, even like self-titled, they're most new metal, where like Corey's rapping and stuff. Like, that album was like intense.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, I think again, like, but Slipknot's also like again like so malleable as to like what they want to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of bands are trying to do nowadays, where it's like, you know, sure, you might start out as like a deathcore band, but now there's some deathcore bands that are going full like alternative.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's cool to see. I mean, that, and I think that is a thing now of like not being ashamed of like gatekeeping or like, you know, because like, you know, everyone was always like, oh, like, I don't listen to that. That's pussy shit. You know, what are you talking about? You know, because like even I grew up in a house where it's like, if it's not like my dad's a metalhead, you know,
Sure.
if you know, if it doesn't have a distorted guitar riff, I'm not listening to it. So like shit like Fleetwood Mac, The Cure, like
Beautiful music.
Beautiful
Incredible music.
incredible, was not heralded in the house.
Right.
So now seeing how everyone is so like even like I've known Xavier for like 10 years, 11 years.
About 10 years.
And even just like how we've just naturally kind of just gotten into different music beyond just heavy music. I mean, it's cool. It's cool to throw it into the band and throw it into the writing process. But like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we'll say we're a metalcore band, but it, you know, you can call us whatever you want. We can be
Right.
alternative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's always been my favorite part about this band is that we call ourselves metalcore, but we've been told a bunch that people can't describe what we are.
Yeah. It's a
'cause-
broader
Yeah.
umbrella.
Like we're so different compared to any other band that they've listened to, or at least from where we're from.
Yeah.
And that's like the best part about all of it. Is that you can write whatever you want. You don't have to be stuck to a certain label. As long as people like it, that's all you
Right.
care about.
As long as it aligns with your internal creative world.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, and it's creating the vibe that you want, dude. Yeah, do it. Fucking do everything.
Do everything.
Do fucking
Do
everything.
everything.
I have found that, and it fuels one of the questions that I like to ask on the show. I've found, because obviously Kyle and I stick principally to like metal bands or heavier bands or
Yeah.
kind of like darker alternative acts. But you find that you just literally were like, yeah, dude, Slipknot. So Fleetwood Mac. You know what I mean? But you find that most really creative individuals, particularly who are very dedicated to what they're doing, actually listen to a very broad spectrum of stuff. So I'll pose the question to you guys as well, because I just get curious about it. I'd like to know. Would you say that the music of Buried in Lies largely overlaps with most of the music you like to listen to? Or is Buried in Lies like a creative destination you will go to? You do you enter that place or get into that headspace, but then you're driving home from the gig and you're listening to like Merle Haggard or something. You know what I mean? Because Kyle and I will play and we'll be driving back and we'll like, listen to like pop from the 80s or something, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're driving back
Yeah.
and we're listening to Depeche Mode.
I'm into it.
You know what I mean?
I'm into it.
So does Buried in Lies, are you making that music and then listening to a lot of music like that, or do you like recede into the shadows and like put Elton John on?
For me personally, it's a little bit of both.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I listen to more stuff that's like far away from what we write than music that's similar to it.
There you go.
That's just me personally. I don't know about him.
And you love the band. You love the experience of creating with the project, but your sonic diet doesn't have as much overlap.
Like the band that I've been completely obsessed with recently is the Sundays.
Okay.
So yeah, that's if you've heard them, like they're a hop, skip, and a jump away from anything Barry could ever make.
Right.
For me, yeah, it's a little bit of both, because like, it's like we're gonna be at a venue like all afternoon, evening. It's a lot of waiting, and then you get into the venue, they're playing screamy music and drop G riffs on the speakers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I like that's cool, but like the rest of the guys are like, I want to listen to this, and I'm like, come on, man, we're gonna have to hear it all day. Not that I don't like it,
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like I do remember one time like we were going to Grand Junction to go play Mesa Theater with Iron Ox.
Hell yeah.
And,
shout to Iron Ox.
Shout out
What's
to
up,
Iron
boys?
Ox. And I tortured the guys because I'm like, I started just, it's a long drive, I mean, I'm not going to make them listen to my podcast. So like, I'm like, well, I don't want to hear screaming. I'm going to be doing that myself later.
Right.
So I'm like, my go-to is like Disintegration from The Cure.
Nice.
I listen to like Soft Kill and stuff like that. Like a lot of like, I guess goth music.
Yeah.
It's a big part of me. But like, they get bored. They're like, oh, I'm falling asleep. And I'm like, come on, guys, like you jerks. But I mean, either way, like it's gonna influence me in some way. Like even when I was a drummer in my old band, like I wasn't listening to like other metal bands with and they're doing like 1,000-mile-an-hour like kick patterns and stuff.
Right.
I was actually more. It was more fun to play like almost like hip hop.
Yeah.
And I don't listen to like hip hop at all.
Right.
But like they got. I mean, the thing is like the beats are catchy.
Hell
so
yeah.
I'm like, how can I do that in my band? I mean, my old band, and like how can I bring that into it because it's fun to listen to?
Yeah.
Because like it's kind of like a breakdown. It's groovy. You want people to move.
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm like listening to nothing but metal records,
Right.
and just
right.
and then I just regurgitate it into the music.
Dude, I mean, I give music lessons. I've been giving music lessons for a very, very long time. And we were actually just talking about this on the episode with Justin about how sort of the music you're exposed to in your formative years is the soundtrack of your life. But that door has been artificially propped open a little wider for me because students show you music. Like, I'm out here like listening to the Annihilation of the Wicked record, but then I'm not going to act like I don't know every word to I Love You, I'm Sorry by Gracie Abrams because I fucking do.
Yeah.
So I do. Okay? Great song, dude. You know, it's true. It takes all different influences and styles and stuff. Got to throw it all in the blender one way or another.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of tough if it were, how do I say this? If like your musical output was exactly the same as whatever it was that you were consuming, because I mean, I can't speak for everybody else, but I know for me, like I'll go through like, I don't know, phases, you know what I mean, where like I'm listening to 311 for the next 2 weeks, and then once that's worn out, you know, like I don't know, Psycho Frame, you know, just like extreme deathcore or something like that, you know what I mean? And so the point I'm getting at here is like if what I want to listen to all the time changes so frequently, and that was represented in the music we make, it would be a clusterfuck of humanity, dude. Like people wouldn't know what we were listening to. Like what is even this, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean that was one of the things that I found interesting with this band called Cloakroom. They're from Indiana, I think.
Okay.
They're like stoner shoegaze music. Again, even that's kind of a tough genre tag. But like I drove my wife nuts with because they like dropped a new record last almost a year ago now, like last February, and like I bought it on vinyl. Like I like got the whole thing, and then I went and saw them recently, and that was life changing. But I just drove her nuts with it because it's just like I just kept playing it. It was my most listened to on I hate Spotify now, but you know, unfortunately, you got to play the game. And but it was my most listened to on Spotify. But that's basically like country songs.
Yeah.
Like the way that Doyle, their guitar player singer, like describes like the process. It's like it's like he like almost writes like country songs on his, and not like pop country, like you know, like Sad Bastard, like Johnny Cash kind of country.
Yeah.
And then just puts like a shitload of reverb and fuzz and like distortion on it, and it sounds crushing and messed up, and that's what comes out.
Yeah.
And I think that like when I like learned that, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I could never imagine hearing our songs as like being written on acoustic guitars, and then somehow that makes our record. It's like that's just crazy to me.
Dude, Bill Murray does the same thing.
They do?
Yeah, a lot of their like most recent music has like a lot of very country undertones. When you listen to their songs, you can hear like small little like country diddles that they do in it.
Country.
Didn't one of their guitar players just get kicked out of the band?
Yeah, something like
From
that.
what I heard.
Man, what is it with would you consider them a deathcore band?
No.
I wouldn't either, but I saw somebody online. It was like, "What's with all the deathcore bands and accusations?" Like, immediately insert new guitar player. Immediately get accusations. New guitar player. Accusations.
That's like, yeah, it's become a big meme in deathcore because like, what's his Vulvidania? Like, I guess their new singer got axed already.
No shit.
And I'm just like, oh my god, can we just like be normal? You know.
You're right.
You know, and I'm not gonna get into that kind of crap. It's just like, you know, it's kind of like the argument of like As I Lay Dying.
Right.
Like
dude.
I personally, I'm not gonna listen to him anymore.
Oh, cooked. Yeah.
It's
over.
you know, I'm not gonna sit there and act like I didn't like him at some point.
Sure.
I mean, Shadows of Security is insane. Powerless Rise, riffs.
Yeah.
Like you know, if anything, if we could find a way to get rid of Tim and just leave Nick and the rest of the guys,
Yeah,
because they're amazing musicians.
Yeah.
riffs, man. I mean,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I think when like, Tim tried to come back, I'm just like, nah, I'm
Yeah.
good. And it's
And
like,
then every single one of the members quits on him. It's like,
How many times is every member of
Gonna
As I
leave?
Lay Dying going to just straight up quit?
Yeah.
And the guy's going to have to start over again.
yo, Nick's playing with God Forbid now.
yeah, he is. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's doing like the God Forbid reunion
Has
shows.
been for a long time.
Yeah, quite a while. I think I'm pretty sure he took over for
mean,
Dallas.
Good for Nick.
Yeah.
Nick Hippa's like crazy. Like that he's always been like, if I was a guitar player, I'd want to be like him.
Yeah.
Because he's just,
Yes, sir.
and also he's just like, I've never heard anything bad about him. He's just such a good dude, apparently. And that's it's not hard to be.
Dude, Tyler, it's funny that you would bring just talking about like the accusations thing. You know what I mean? It's like you hear so many stories, and it's like, first off, maybe stop doing weird sex things, guys. Like, just don't. How about knock it off? I assume that's what we're talking about here. But then also, like, by now, like, doesn't it occur to you that if you end up in a successful project, that you have 1,000 times the eyes on you? Like, what wouldn't make you just like, well, I'm going to curl up in the back of the tour bus and read the Bible. Like, I'm going to sit now in this plastic bubble and not interact with it. And, it's... What just, I don't know. Like, I don't mean like Sierra's first bus tour, or European tour anyway. She hung out, it's beers, and you got to live it up. You got to have a good time on the road, and everybody knows that like partying and hanging out is part of the experience.
Yeah, but you don't go back to your bunk and take a picture of your dick and send it to some little girl. Dude.
No, you don't do that. Like, don't do that. How hard is it not to do
I don't know.
that?
That's it's mind-boggling, isn't it?
I mean, and also like, also when I say just be a normal person, I mean that could, besides all the weird shit that people just decide to do, but like a band's ecosystem is fragile.
Yes, sir.
And with the more people you get involved, it's like, it's hard to keep that going. Like if you like we were talking about this on the way up.
Yeah.
It's like you introduce one person into the mix and it can fuck it up.
Oh yeah.
And because like Xavier, like he's a newer member of the band.
Yeah.
But like him being like, we were actually in our very first band together, did not work out. We were morons. We were just stupid kids, but realizing that conversation, it's like, oh, it's probably because that one guy in the band that messed it up, and then now it's like, again, like the same thing. It's like, like him and Dan click, Dan Boren, our other guitar player, and I was excited to see like how that was gonna work out. And Dan is like a stoic, typo negative, like Peter Steele looking kind of guy. Does not listen to typo negative. It drives me nuts.
I don't know him. That also drives me nuts.
Exactly.
I'm a big typo
Exactly.
guy, dude.
If you saw him, he looks like Peter Steele. Like he doesn't have the height.
It's insane. It's
It's
crazy.
the jaw. It's the muscles.
The way his hair hangs down, it's insane.
But again, like he hits Xavier up and be like, and I found all this out on the drive up, and I'm like, Dan, I had to ask Dan to like record my vocals.
Yeah, he comes to me to ask me if we want to meet a one-on-one to write together. And I guess from what he said, he's never done that.
Never done that with anyone else. So that made me like really happy to hear, because like I was saying, like a band's ecosystem is fragile.
Yeah.
And
it's almost more, how do I say this? The biggest recipe for success is almost just like, is everybody friends? You know what I mean? And I know that sounds kind of silly because you're in a band to make music and stuff like that. But if at the end of the day, if you guys aren't going to get along with each other, then usually the music ends up getting made is not that great.
oh,
anyway,
dude, and then you got to spend time together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like we can segue to the tour now. Like, so we can get into that.
That's exactly where I was going.
So
with
there
that.
you go.
Yep.
Like, I mean, like, so we just went on tour for our new record. We did like what? How many days? Technically five
No,
dates.
I would say about 6.
Yeah,
6
the last
days.
date fell through, and but it's December. What are you
Sometimes it
gonna
happens.
do? Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yep.
Excuse me. It was for our new record called "Finding Beauty in Pain."
We should show that off, dude.
There it is.
Yeah.
I
new
love the
record.
artwork, by the way.
Yeah,
we were
that
discussing
is
that when you guys
incredible
got
Yeah.
here. It really kind of like it symbolizes like what am I trying to say? Like beauty and extremity, just all in the same image, right?
Exactly.
Right, to get that. I totally get it. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
I mean, Justin Diffie, shout out him. He did the artwork for it, and of course also shout out Justin from Auricular Impalement for getting the vinyl.
There it
pretty
is.
sweet.
Yeah, we just had Justin on last week.
You should totally go buy it. And
We'll get where they can buy it.
yeah,
at the
we'll
end of
get
the
where
show
they
from
can
you
buy
guys.
it later. We'll get into all that later. So we went on. We did a short little jaunt in the neighboring states, Arizona, New Mexico.
New Mexico, huh?
Yeah, New Mexico.
Was New Mexico cool for you guys? We've never played New Mexico.
We haven't. We've tried to do Albuquerque a couple of times, and we just. It was like it was with Arizona for us, where just for a while, no one got back to us.
Yeah.
So we've not been. So where did you play in New Mexico?
Blackwall Art Gallery.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was in Albuquerque.
Okay.
Albuquerque itself is not bad. The area that we were in was just kind of meh.
It
Gotcha.
was, but it was cool. There was a band on the bill. Await the Dawn. I'm sorry if I messed up the name. I'm horrible with names. We did a show with them when they came through to Pueblo. So there was like connections and stuff there. But I got sick on tour.
Oh,
I lost
no.
my voice.
Oh no!
Actually, what's really funny is if there's videos floating around of the first show, which is in Springs at Vultures.
Right.
You can hear me losing my voice.
Oh no.
So yeah, Justin from Auricular Impalement was at the show, and it bummed me out to hear it because it was like the last song of the set, and I can hear my voice going out. Didn't realize it. I just thought I just went and really ridiculously like insane on stage, and I was like, I'll bounce back. It'll be fine. And then like we get to Albuquerque, and I'm warming up for my set, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And I like go to the guys and I was like, guys, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I go to play the set like an idiot. And I had to stick to high screams because that's about all I could do, which is weird because usually high vocals are what go first.
But that's what you had.
But that's all I really had. And then like as the show went on, I was like losing my voice. And at the end of the set, like, and I'm getting winded and stuff, and it's total goober energy, and just lost it. Last song, I'm just like, see ya, I'm out.
It was about a little more than half the set he had to tap out.
I've never done that before. Yeah, it sucked because that was our first time playing Albuquerque. Because the last tour that we did in June, the Albuquerque date got canceled last minute. So
Oh, no.
we've had bad luck with Albuquerque. What the hell? You're like basically Colorado. Like,
You're right.
But Blackwall Art Gallery was awesome. We were talking to the venue owners and stuff, and they had like Upon a Burning Body play there recently.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Had like they fit like 200 people in here, and it's like a walkway, and it's like but there's like art on the wall and stuff, and it was and I was like, well, if Upon a Burning Body play here, I'll play it. Hell yeah.
If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us.
Dude.
Oh yeah, that's rad.
And then we get to Tempe, Arizona, and I like didn't talk. I'm like in the back of the van just all like this the whole time, just trying to sleep, and nothing worked. And then so I was like, okay, well, I should be all right for what was the next date? Kingman, Arizona. Actually, shout out Kingman, Arizona. They're pretty sweet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I went to go warm up again, and I was like, ooh, there's nothing there.
And it was around this point that everybody else started to get sick.
Yeah, everyone got sick. Not, as far as I'm aware, not the guys in Never Endeavor. So you lucky bastards. And it was, and then I'm just sitting in the van, and I'm like watching the guys, like, so the van's parked, and then I can see the stage because it was like outdoor in like December. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
So like I'm hearing the other singers, and I'm hearing them like lose their voice because they're like sucking in the cold air. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. Glad it's not me right now. And I'm sitting in the back of the van just like, this sucks. I want to go home.
Poor guys chugging Mucinex and
Everything.
Ricolas.
Everything under the sun.
Poor guy.
Because I've been sick and had to play shows before, and like I've been fine. I would lose my voice.
You've been able sort of to push through it.
Yeah, I've been like, I know like to shut up and like not speak. And like, I lose my voice the next day, but whatever. Mm-hmm. This was a different beast. And whatever is going around is rough right now because, like, but so then we truck along to Reno, and I'm like, as long as I'm good for Reno, because, like, that's as long as I get to play one show on the tour that's not in Colorado. Because at this point, like, we knew that, like, the last date that was originally in Pocatello, Idaho was gone. We knew that was gone, so I was like, whatever, as long as I get to play one date. We get there.
We don't talk about Reno.
Yeah, we don't. So we get to Reno. No, we're talking about Reno. We get to Reno. Now, I'm not gonna name the venue. You can just go look it up yourself. And this is no shade to them, but this was not. We thought it was gonna be sick. We like saw the social media, like they had like hardcore bands play there and packed. So we were like, this is gonna be awesome, like cool. And then we get there and like no one's there. The sound guy didn't even do sound.
Like what, we were waiting an hour past doors opening.
Hour basically
for
almost
people
the
to
doors.
get there to open the doors for us.
One of the other bands had their girlfriends, I think, show up, and then they just went off. And we just like, we kind of were like, well, do we play? Never Endeavor played, and all that stuff. And I'm like, I was kind of like judging. I was like, do I want to potentially blow my voice out to play to the people that I think own the venue? Not really.
I think own the venue.
And it was just like, I think we were all just feeling a little defeated. But like, so like the venue, like again, like someone at whatever hardcore show that played there recently, they like destroyed the bathroom door. So there's just like a door, like, so there's just the bathroom. And it's these two young ladies that own the venue, I think, or like were there. And I'm like, please walk out of the venue or walk into a different room. I have to pee so bad. And I'm like sitting there going like, please. So I have Dan. Sorry, go ahead.
It was about maybe from the computer to the wall, and from that wall to this wall is about how big the venue was. The stage was right here. The bathroom is about where Tyler was sitting.
Dude, and so like,
everybody's
what
gonna
the
see
fuck?
you.
yeah. So yeah, there's like the door's gone, like they like propped it up when they like, and then they moved it. I would have rather them left the door because then they like duct taped it, and it just says pee at your own risk.
Cool.
And and I'm just like, Dan, stand and watch, and just not watch me, but like stand and just watch for people.
Defend me.
Yeah, defend my honor, man. Like, he wears trench coats. It's like he exclusively wears trench coats. So he like had his trench coat open to block it. And, I'm just like, this is crazy. What is my life right now? And it's cold. There's no like heater. So like, of course, like I can feel my voice kind of going. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to blow my voice out for like, just to like say we played Reno. So like, again, like, it was just kind of funny. Like, right. It's the woes of, being on tour, when you're a smaller band. Even bigger bands have this issues from time to time.
Yeah, dude.
So, like, we were just having fun, you know. Like I was losing my mind, thinking like, man, I just took all this PTO from my job, not to like go sightsee in a car, in a van, but like.
Yeah, you can't think about it that way, though.
Yeah, no,
you know,
like all the inside jokes that like have formed because like we were just it was just like having a good time. Like we still, you know, we still did it, you know, like, and we're gonna bounce back from stuff like that. Like, you know,
Of course.
honestly, I'm glad that we had that experience because that would have probably broke. Imagine if we had it good for a while and then like we had this experience later on. That would have broke us.
Sure.
That's right.
So. Andrew, our drummer, he couldn't even talk. It's pretty funny. He had like at one point he's speaking with like this speech or text to speech, and he hasn't hooked up to the van so we can all hear him. Like yeah,
shit.
and we were just like, this is crazy. And then he's like trying to like we stop at Subway, wherever the fuck we were, and he's like said like texting, and so like the lady can like ring up his order. And she goes, what kind of cheese do you want on that? And he got frustrated. He just goes, cheddar. So now that's been
his middle name is now Cheddar.
Oh, it's, yeah, his
His name on the band chat.
Is it?
Cheddar.
What's up, Cheddar? There could be worse. There could be worse
names.
nicknames to have.
So,
that's for sure.
Despite that, you know, the reception to our EP has been awesome. And
That's awesome.
that is all I could ask for.
Yeah.
You know, and despite how much of a shit show Reno was, I think that night when we all hung around and hung out in the hotel
Oh, yeah.
was probably
the most fun.
the most fun night we've had throughout that entire
Oh
time.
yeah, we really
that definitely made up for
yeah,
that
we
Reno
really
experience.
needed like that. We really just needed to just like decompress outside of the van.
Yeah.
So we all just like posted up in this hotel in Reno and watched South Park and just kind of bullshitted stories and stuff. And we went to like a Walgreens. It was like a crazy ass Walgreens.
Oh, it was weird. It was like some sort of industrial Walgreens.
It was huge. And then like down the street is the Reno sign, and we were all like, "There it is! There's the Reno sign." Because I thought it was gonna be like Reno 911.
Mm-hmm.
I was very disappointed that it wasn't.
Not quite.
Not quite. But like, yeah, like that's the big thing. Where like, you know, you need to be friends with your bandmates. Like,
Yeah.
if
Yes,
we
sir.
just hated each other, if we did it strictly for like business and stuff, that would have been miserable.
That was the first time I've ever heard Tyler cry laugh before.
Cry laugh.
I was laughing pretty hard just because Andrew was just like trying to tell stories with his like, and he was starting to get a voice again, but it was all like croaky and funny.
A little crypt keeper-ish. Like,
Yeah. It was just like,
Made the stories like 10 times.
oh
better.
yeah, telling goofy like teenage stories and stuff, and you're just like, man, this is why, like I mean, yeah, like you get in a band to write music and stuff, but man, I mean, it's an excuse to just bullshit with your buddies.
Straight up, dude.
Ultimately, yeah.
Ultimately, because like that's what you're doing 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And even when we get together to write music, we're bullshitting.
Yeah, dude.
You know, we're goofing around.
Yep. That's the name of the game.
Just
That's
so happen to be writing riffs.
just happened to like you're just coming up with cool ideas on your instruments at the same time.
Exactly.
Well, fellas, we are getting towards the end of our episode. What can you fill the people in as far as what you guys got coming up for the next year?
Whew. Well, we're writing right now. I know we just released a record, but
We're doing lots of new writing.
we're doing lots of new
writing.
writing.
That's awesome.
New members, and
Are you guys planning to have like another release or EP or anything like that out this year?
We're in talks about it. We're not entirely certain yet, but
we're talking about it. We're trying to figure out like where the direction is. We think singles.
Yeah.
Singles are a big way to go, but we want to do another EP for sure down the line. That's definitely a big one.
That's actually a question that even major acts are asking themselves. I feel like I saw like even a year or two ago, dude, that Slipknot was questioning whether or not they were going to continue to do the album format. You know what I mean? Like it's, but I think the realm of metal, punk, and hardcore, people do still want some version of an album.
I agree.
It's fans of those genres still want a physical talisman that they can hold in their hand, man.
I
It's
mean,
not,
singles are cool, but like, I'm not gonna like hit up Justin and be like, "Hey, man, so like, we gonna print vinyl for this one song?" Like,
right.
that's like, nah, like, that's ridiculous. Like, but yeah, I think another EP down the line, where we're just kind of in the baby stages of like, having Xavier and Christian, our bass player, involved, and kind of just experimenting, having fun again with writing.
Yeah, literally, 'tis the season.
It is. Well, that's great, fellas. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, like socials, email, website, all that fun stuff, Bandcamp?
Well, so you can get our new record, Finding Beauty in Pain, on Auricular Impalement. You can get the vinyl now. It's available. Also at our shows.
We are available on all streaming platforms.
There you go.
Including the evil one, unfortunately.
Including the
The one that everyone is still making the Faustian Pact, because even though it pays the worst and is becoming more and more corrupt, it's still the one that everybody's heard of.
For now. That changes. It seems to only last about 10 years.
Yeah,
So.
I think we're due for a change.
Yeah, I think it's probably about that time.
But yeah, we're just Buried in Lies on Facebook, Buried in Lies Band on Instagram. We're easy to find.
Awesome.
TikTok.
TikTok?
Yeah,
Oh,
TikTok,
TikTok as well?
TikTok.
Okay.
I'm horrible at keeping up with that. I'm gonna have Andrew do it.
Yeah, that's more Andrew's area.
That's more Andrew's realm. I'm,
Is that your boy Chatter?
That's Cheddar.
Make fucking Chatter.
Yeah.
Andrew
Do the
Campos,
TikTok.
we miss you, buddy.
That's great. Okay, well, that's another episode in the wraps. Paul, what do we say at the end of every episode?
I fucking forgot. Glory to the Order. We've only done 20 of these.
Only
You think
20.
Glory to the Order. Eat it on the border. Vision of disorder.